Can you imagine building an empire from nothing, only to have the very people who doubted you reach out for support when you succeed? Join me as I tell you how I turned betrayal into triumph and became unstoppable against all odds. Hi there, I'm Annabelle and I'm 29 years old. I live in a vibrant city filled with opportunities and excitement. I'm the founder of a successful business called Empowered Dreams, which helps girls around the world take charge of their futures. Growing up, I faced many challenges, including doubts from my own family about my dreams. But I turned those challenges into fuel for my ambition. Now I'm here to share my story with you about everything I've learned on my journey and the importance of believing in yourself. Join me as I inspire others to chase their dreams, no matter what others might say. Annabelle, girls don't build empires, my parents used to say. Their voices echoed in my mind like a sad song I couldn't turn off. I didn't quite understand what they meant. Did they really believe that? Did they think I couldn't be strong and brave? I felt my heart sink every time I remembered those words. "Are you okay?" my friend Zoe asked during lunch. She peered at me, her blue eyes wide with concern. I sighed. "Not really, Zoe. I paused, searching for the right words. I want to do big things, but my parents don't think I can." "What do you mean?" Zoe took a bite of her sandwich, chewing slowly. I could feel the heat rising in my cheeks. I told them I wanted to start a club, like a girls' coding club. But my mom said, "That's not for girls, Annabelle." I was so mad. The anger bubbled up in my chest, turning into tears. Why would she say that? That's so unfair. That's so unfair, Zoe exclaimed, her eyes flashing with outrage. I know. It's like they want to keep me in a box. Like I can only do the girl stuff, I replied, frustrated. I felt like I was trapped. Zoe frowned. But girls can do anything. Look at me. I'm on the basketball team. Exactly. But my parents don't see it that way. I took a deep breath, trying to calm down. What if I borrowed a Chromebook from school and started my computer club anyway? Zoe's face lit up, and for a moment I felt a flicker of hope. That could work. You can show them. But what if I get caught? I whispered, glancing around the cafeteria. The last thing I wanted was for anyone to know I was sneaking around. The thought made my stomach twist. Zoe leaned closer. You won't get caught. Just be sneaky. You're good at that. I guess. I stared down at my half-eaten lunch. But what if I mess everything up? What if I get in trouble? Hey, Zoe said, shaking her head. You won't know until you try. You can do this. Just imagine if you actually make it happen. Yeah, but... Stop. No more boots. Just think of all the girls who would join. You could change everything. I felt a rush of excitement. Could I really do it? Maybe I could show everyone that girls could build empires too. You really think so? I asked, a small smile spreading across my face. I know so. Now go for it, Annabelle. Zoe encouraged, her gaze full of belief. The lunch bell rang, pulling me back to reality. I stood up, still buzzing with thoughts. Okay, I'll do it. I'll borrow that Chromebook, I declared, my voice steady. Zoe clapped her hands quietly. Yes, you're going to be amazing. As we walked back to class, a mix of nerves and excitement danced in my stomach. Maybe I could change the story. Maybe I could show everyone that girls could do anything, including building empires. When I reached the classroom, my heart raced. I needed to act fast. I whispered to myself, just be brave, Annabelle. It was time to take a chance. After school, I couldn't wait to dive into my new adventure. I raced home and grabbed the Chromebook. My heart pounded in my chest. I felt like a secret agent on a mission. As soon as I sat down at my desk, I opened the screen. Okay, let's do this, I said to myself. I was nervous but excited too. I typed affiliate marketing into the search bar, feeling a rush of anticipation. I found a website that explained everything. What is affiliate marketing? I read aloud, my eyes wide. It's when you promote products online and earn money if someone buys them through your link. Wow, I whispered. That sounds amazing. I quickly grabbed my diary from the drawer and a bright blue pen. I wrote down my first note: affiliate marketing, promote and earn. I was like a detective uncovering clues. The more I wrote, the more my excitement grew. Hours flew by as I learned about social media strategies. I can use Instagram, I exclaimed, my fingers flying over the keyboard. I could picture myself sharing cool products and writing fun captions. Just then, my little brother Tyler poked his head in. "What are you doing?" he asked, his face scrunched up in curiosity. "Shh, it's a secret," I whispered, waving my hand. "I'm teaching myself something really cool." "Secrets are boring," he said, rolling his eyes. "Not this one," I grinned. "If I pull this off, I could earn money. And who knows, maybe I could even help the girls at school." "Help them do what?" he asked, looking puzzled. "Start their own businesses. We'll show everyone that girls can build empires." "Cool," Tyler smiled. "Can I help?" I laughed, shaking my head. "You're too young, but I need to keep this a secret." As the sunset painted my room in shades of orange, I kept writing in my diary. My notes became messy and full of doodles. I wrote about goals, dreams, and ideas. Each word felt like a little brick I was stacking to build my empire. Every day after school, I returned to that Chromebook, learning and scribbling. "This is going to change everything," I said to myself one afternoon. "I can't wait to share this with Zoe." But then doubts crept in. "What if I fail?" I whispered, staring at my notes. "What if they laugh at me?" I shook my head, forcing those thoughts away. "No, Annabelle, you can do this," I reminded myself. "You have to believe in yourself." One Saturday morning, I was so pumped that I wrapped my arms around my diary. "I'm going to rock this," I cheered. I had discovered so many strategies and ideas to promote products. I worked on fun ways to approach my future website. Hours turned into days, and with each passing minute, my confidence grew. I was no longer the girl who just wanted to hide in the shadows. I was becoming a builder, a creator. One evening, while scribbling my latest ideas, I wrote, "I can be the boss of my own empire." I couldn't help but smile. The thought of sharing my newfound knowledge with other girls filled me with warmth. "They need to see this," I said quietly to myself. "It's time to show them." With my heart feeling as light as a feather, I tucked my diary under my pillow and whispered, "Tomorrow I'll tell Zoe." I knew it was time to let in someone else, to spread the excitement. I drifted off to sleep, dreaming of all the amazing possibilities ahead. That night, I stayed up late, scribbling in my diary. I felt unstoppable, like I was on a roller coaster of dreams. So many ideas, I whispered, my pen racing across the pages. I was pumped. But I didn't notice my mom quietly walking into my room until I heard a sharp gasp. "Annabelle!" She looked shocked, staring at my diary open on the desk. "Uh-oh," I thought, panic rushing through me. "What is all this?" she demanded, her eyebrows furrowed. "You're learning about affiliate marketing? What does that even mean?" "Mom, I started," my voice trembling with fear. "This isn't a game, Annabelle," she interrupted. "Girls don't do this kind of thing." My heart sank. Why not? I'm just trying to learn. Just because I'm a girl doesn't mean I can't build something amazing. "Building what?" "An online business," she snapped, frustration painted all over her face. "This is just a distraction from your studies. You need to focus on school." "I am focusing. You don't understand." I felt tears prick my eyes. I want to do something different. I want to show that we can be more. More? She scoffed. You're only in middle school. You need to get real. Why can't you support me? I yelled, feeling anger boil inside. You always say I can do anything, but now you don't believe me. Believe you? This isn't reality, Annabelle. You need to listen to us. I turned away, biting my lip to hold back tears. You always want me to be just like everyone else. You don't get how much this means to me. Because I care about your future. I don't want you to fail. Fail? You're the one who's failing to see what I can do? I shot back, my voice cracking. Silence hung in the air, heavy and cold. I felt betrayed, like my dreams were crumbling along with our conversation. You just don't get it, I whispered finally, my heart aching. Annabelle, I'm just trying to protect you, she said softly, but I could hear the worry in her words. I don't want protection. I want support, I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. She sighed, shaking her head. I can't let you waste your time. I'm not wasting it, I cried, tears finally spilling down my cheeks. More silence. I wanted to scream, to throw my diary across the room. Instead, I just felt so small. Maybe I just need to figure this out on my own, I muttered. But you do, she said, and walked away, leaving me alone. I collapsed on my bed, the weight of her words crushing me. I felt hollow. How could the people who raised me not believe in my dreams? As the night deepened, I looked at my diary. My dreams felt fragile now, like shattered glass, but then a flicker of determination ignited inside me. I couldn't let this break me. I resolved right there in the quiet of my room. I will keep learning, I promised myself, wiping my tears. I won't let anyone tell me I can't. So I pulled the diary into my lap and began to write again. This isn't the end, it's just the beginning. With each word I wrote, I felt stronger. My dreams were still alive. I knew I could make them real. And no one, not even my parents, would take that from me. Finally, the day had come. I turned 18. It felt unreal. I had waited so long for this moment, the chance to be free. Today is my day, I whispered to myself, standing in front of the mirror. The girl staring back at me looked different, stronger, ready for change. Happy birthday, my mom yelled from the kitchen, cooking pancakes. I forced a smile and mumbled thanks. But I knew this birthday was going to be my last day at home. I couldn't keep living under their rules. My dreams couldn't wait anymore. That afternoon, I packed my clothes into a small suitcase. What do you think you're doing? Tyler asked, peeking into my room. I'm moving out, Tyler, I said, trying to sound calm. Moving out? But why? He asked, confusion swirling in his eyes. I need to follow my dreams, I replied, my voice firm. I can't stay here and do nothing. He frowned, but Mom will be sad. I have to do what's best for me, I said, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. I love you, but I can't keep pretending everything is okay. That night, I said goodbye to my family. Are you really leaving? My mom asked, her voice shaky. I am, I said, my heart racing. I need to chase my dreams. But what if you need help? She asked, tears brimming in her eyes. I've got this, Mom, I assured her. I'll be okay. I stepped out the door and the chilly evening air hit my face. It felt like freedom. I was nervous but also excited. I found a small apartment just enough for me. I quickly found a part-time job at a local cafe. Welcome! What can I get you? I said cheerfully to customers, trying to smile as I made lattes. Can I have a vanilla latte? A customer asked. Coming right up, I replied, my heart racing. The job kept me busy and helped pay the bills. After work, I dove into my online business. I spent hours learning and creating. This is it, I said to myself one night, sitting at my tiny desk. It's time to launch my first product. I decided to create an ebook about affiliate marketing for girls. It felt like sharing a secret treasure. I can help other girls like me, I said out loud, grinning at the screen. I spent days writing, designing, and perfecting each page. What should I call it? I thought, finally settling on Empowered Dreams. Once it was finished, I took a deep breath. Okay, Annabelle, here we go. I clicked the button to launch it. The excitement bubbled inside me like soda fizzing in a glass. Oh wow, it's live! I squealed, unable to contain my joy. The next morning, my heart raced when I checked my email. Did anyone buy it? I wondered. To my shock, there were orders. Yes, people actually want this, I exclaimed, jumping up and down. I rushed to text Zoe. I did it. I launched my ebook. But that's amazing, she replied. I knew you could. I'm so proud of you. It feels incredible, I said, my heart swelling with happiness. It's like I'm finally living my dream. That day, I realized I was no longer just a girl with dreams. I was becoming a builder, a creator. I felt strong and determined. I wasn't alone anymore. With each sale, I could feel my empire growing, piece by piece. I had finally taken control of my life. As I lay in bed that night, I closed my eyes and let out a contented sigh. I'm doing this, I whispered. I'm really doing this. At 25, I was living a life I had only dreamed of. My business, Empowered Dreams, had expanded beyond my wildest expectations. I was helping girls not just in my town, but in other countries too. Can you believe it, Zoe? I said excitedly one evening. We were sitting at my favorite cafe sipping our lattes. People from France and Australia are buying my ebook. It's unbelievable. Wow, Annabelle, that's amazing, Zoe exclaimed, her eyes shining. You've built something incredible. Thanks. I've worked so hard for this, I said, pride swelling in my chest. Yet, amidst the celebrations, I felt a strange emptiness creeping in. As the weeks went by, I found myself staring at my laptop more often, the excitement fizzing like old soda. Sure, I had customers from all over the world, but at times I felt utterly lonely. Hey, have you thought about celebrating with someone? Zoe asked one day after work. You should have a launch party or something. I smiled weakly. That sounds nice, but I don't know anyone nearby. It's just me. What about your family? She asked, looking concerned. I felt a pang in my heart. I had thought about reaching out to my parents more than once. I don't know, Zoe. Part of me misses them, but what would I even say? I sighed. They never believed in me. Annabelle, they might have changed. Maybe they're proud of you, Zoe encouraged gently. I shook my head. I can't take that chance. What if they act like they always did? I just feel hurt all over again. Zoe's brow furrowed. You deserve to have a relationship with them. Life is too short to hold on to grudges. I know, but they don't understand who I've become. It wouldn't be the same. I spent the next few nights thinking about it. Each time I opened my laptop, the idea of contacting my parents danced in my mind. I wanted to share my success, to show them how far I had come. But it was hard. I remembered the weight of their words. Girls don't build empires. I could still hear them mocking my dreams. One rainy afternoon, I was sitting by the window, watching the drops race down the glass. My phone buzzed next to me, pulling me from my thoughts. It was another order notification. Wow, sales from Canada, I mumbled, excitement blossoming inside me again. Yet, deep down, I felt a hollowness. Have I reached the top only to feel this way? I asked the empty room. As I scrolled through messages from satisfied customers, I felt a sudden urge to connect. Maybe I'll just send a quick message, I thought, just to let them know I'm okay. But as I started to type, doubt filled my mind. Would they even respond? Would they care? I clicked my phone off abruptly and sighed. No, it's not worth the risk. That evening, I poured myself a cup of tea and stared at the dimly lit room. I could travel the world, inspire girls, and earn money, but I still felt so alone. Why does this feel so empty? I wondered, my heart aching. Is success worth it if I have no one to share it with? Instead of reaching out, I decided to focus on my work harder. If I threw myself into my business, maybe the loneliness would disappear. Okay, Annabelle, time to step it up, I said, shaking off the shadows. The next day, I planned to launch a new online workshop for girls. Maybe through my work, I could find a sense of community. After all, I was still on a journey, and there were girls out there who needed my help and support. That night, I closed my laptop, feeling a mix of hope and sadness. I had come so far on my own, but perhaps someday I could find the connection I so desperately craved. At 29, my business had soared to heights I never imagined. $800 million, I exclaimed to Zoe as we celebrated at my office. I can hardly believe it. I've really done it. I always knew you could, she cheered, raising her glass of sparkling water. You've built an empire, Annabelle. Thanks, Zoe. It means so much to have your support. I felt a warmth spread in my chest. I wouldn't have made it this far without her. But just as I was basking in my triumph, my phone buzzed. The caller ID flashed Dad. My heart sank. I hesitated before answering. Hello? I said, trying to sound casual. Hello, Annabelle? It's your dad, he said, his tone distant. What do you want? I asked, my voice tighter than I expected. I've been following your success. It's impressive, he admitted, almost hesitantly. I'd like to discuss investing in your company. I felt a rush of anger surge through me. Invest? Is this a joke? You've got to be kidding me. No, I'm serious. I think it could be mutually beneficial, he said, his voice steady. Mutually beneficial? You mean it's beneficial for you? I almost shouted, feeling the resentment bubble over. Do you even remember what you said to me when I needed support? You called my dreams a waste of time. There was a long pause on the other end. The silence felt heavy. I didn't mean it that way, Annabelle. I just wanted what was best for you. Best for me? You didn't believe in me then, Dad, I replied, anger boiling inside. You told me girls don't build empires. Now you want a piece of the success you never thought I could achieve? I realize that now. I was wrong, he admitted, a hint of regret seeping into his voice. Incredibly wrong, I snapped. You dismissed my hard work, and now that I'm successful, you want to come back into my life? Why should I let you? Because I want to make things right, Annabelle. I want to support you. His plea hung in the air, but my heart felt heavy. Support? Is that what you call it? You only want to invest because I'm making money now. Where were you when I was building this from the ground up? I took a deep breath, trying to control my voice, but it trembled with emotion. You don't get to just stroll back in and act like nothing happened. Please, I can help, he urged. We could grow even more together. You have no idea what I can bring to the table. I shook my head. I built this on my own. Without you. I don't need your help. Not now. Not ever. His silence was deafening, and my chest tightened. I'm sorry, Annabelle, he finally said, and there was real sadness in his voice. Sorry doesn't cut it, I said, my anger transforming into sadness. Sorry won't change the past. Sorry won't help me trust you now. Can we at least talk more? I'd like to explain, he pressed. No, I took a trembling breath, feeling tears threaten to spill. You're not part of my life anymore, Dad. Not like this. You chose to walk away. I won't let you back in just because it's convenient for you. With that, I ended the call, my heart racing. The mix of anger and betrayal swirled within me, but beneath it all, I felt an unexpected triumph. I showed him, I whispered to myself, proud of my strength. I wanted my business to tell a story, my story of resilience, of not just dreaming, but doing. I had become the person I always aspired to be, despite the doubts thrown my way. That night, sitting on the balcony of my office, I looked out at the city lights. I did this on my own, I whispered into the darkness, a smile creeping onto my face. The world was waiting for me, and I was ready to take it on. The following week, I met Zoe at our favorite cafe, a cozy little place filled with the aroma of fresh coffee. As I sipped my latte, my heart felt heavy with the recent events. "Hey, what's going on? You look deep in thought," Zoe said, tilting her head and studying my face. I sighed. "You won't believe who called me last week," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "It was my dad." "Your dad?" she repeated, her eyes wide with surprise. "What did he want?" He wanted to invest in my company," I said, feeling anger bubble up inside again, "after all those years of doubting me." "Wow, how did that make you feel?" Zoe asked, leaning in closer. "Furious," I exclaimed, slamming my hand on the table. "He didn't support me when I was trying to build this. And now that it's successful, he thinks he can just stroll back in?" "What did you say?" she asked, concern flickering in her eyes. "I told him he didn't get to come back into my life just because it was convenient for him," I said, the fire returning to my voice. I reminded him of all those times he said girls don't build empires. Zoe nodded, her expression softening. "You stood your ground, Annabelle. That takes so much courage." I thought I'd feel relieved, but it's complicated, I confessed, swirling the remaining coffee in my cup. Part of me is angry and part of me feels betrayed, but another part has to admit his disbelief fueled my ambition. It pushed me to prove him wrong. "Well, you certainly did that," Zoe smiled. "Look at you now." "Yeah, but even with all this success, the memories still sting," I admitted, looking down. "I can't help but feel a little sad." "Sad because they couldn't see your potential?" she asked gently. "Exactly," I replied, my voice barely above a whisper. "I wish they could have seen me for who I really was instead of what they thought I could become." I paused, taking a deep breath. "But I'm glad I've come this far on my own." Zoe smiled at me, pride shining in her eyes. "You should be proud. You've shown everyone, including yourself, what you're capable of." Just then, a little girl at a nearby table looked up at me, her big brown eyes sparkling with curiosity. "Are you a business lady?" she asked innocently. It caught me off guard. "Yes, I am," I replied, a smile breaking through my earlier gloom. "And you can be one too if you want." "Really?" she exclaimed, excitement dancing on her face. "Absolutely. Just believe in yourself," I said warmly, my heart swelling with purpose. As she turned back to her mother, I realized something important. I was doing what I wanted to do and inspiring others along the way. "Annabelle," Zoe said, bringing me back to our conversation, "you're living proof that it's never too late to chase your dreams. Don't let them define you." "I won't, I promise," I said, feeling a newfound sense of calm wash over me. "I've come so far, and I'm proud of that." As we chatted more, I couldn't shake the feeling of peace settling in my heart. I had not just overcome obstacles, I had transformed them into stepping stones. No matter what they've said, I'm still here, I reflected, and I'm still thriving. That realization brought a smile to my face as I savored my latte. I was proud of who I had become. No matter what had happened in the past, I would continue to chase my dreams stronger than ever. Thanks for joining me on this journey. Now I want to hear from you. What dream have you been holding back on because of someone's doubt? Share your story in the comments below, and let's inspire each other to chase our ambitions fearlessly.